Shelley from Anderson and Associates, and I'm here today with Tracie Troxler. She is the founder of the Sunshine Community Compost, and she's going to tell us a little bit about what they do, what their mission is, and how she came up with the idea. Hi Tracie, thanks for coming.
Hey, happy to be here. Great. It's an honor.
Mm-hmm. So what first popped into your head when you were thinking about doing community composting?
Well, I'm from Manatee County, but I had lived in California for about 20 years, and when I came back to this region, I originally thought that I would start some community garden projects, but what I discovered was that we have a food waste issue in our region, and we also have a healthy soil challenge here. And so I ran some pilot projects to see if the community would respond to any kind of composting projects. So what I found is that for each unique pilot project that we did, we got a positive response, and that sort of focused our energy into wanting to try and launch an organization that spread awareness and created opportunities for people to learn more.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. So I noticed that you do a lot of stuff based out of parks currently. So you're working at the city parks, and mostly you're working with the communities around the parks.
That's right.
And how are you raising awareness for that?
So what we do is we reach out to the neighborhood associations in some of the city parks where we work. That's how we started. And we reach out to the presidents and find out, do you think your community would be interested in trying out a compost project? And then we offer education and training to the neighborhood association and then to the broader community surrounding that park. And what that entails is teaching people about the value of compost, how it relates to soil and water and the environment, and then we give them a bucket and tell them you can collect your kitchen scraps and walk them over to the park and deposit them, and then we'll transform them into compost and give it back. So we work with communities that already have the groups within communities, so we're connecting to some already existing networks, and that helps us get our work out there. And then when we're maintaining our sites, because we're highly visible, we're right in the middle of the city park. Like today, this morning, I was turning compost at 7:30 a.m. and people are coming up going, "What are you doing? Why are you here?" And through that process, we end up doing more outreach. I have 2 new people just from being out there today who want to join our programs. So it's really community-based. We want to have people understand that these are resources for our community, and that together we can have more fun and enjoy this process of transformation.
Have you thought about what about like HOAs that have parks? Is that something that
It's definitely possible. Right now we're just going towards low-hanging fruit. Some of the HOAs, there are specific guidelines around aesthetics and things that they do and don't want in their communities. So we haven't proactively reached out to HOAs, but we would love to see community composting really move around beyond city parks into community gardens, even in church properties or firehouses or whatever, anywhere that there's a community already set in place and that people are already converging, because that's how you can really have an impact. But we're just taking it one step at a time.
Right. I also noticed that you've done a little bit of classroom work also.
Yep.
Tell me a little bit, how does that work?
We go into schools and we teach kids about the value of compost, and then we've added composting programs onto the school gardens. So we teach kids about how to compost within their school garden. So that helps them learn about soil regeneration. We can tie it into STEM guidelines, and the kids really get excited about bugs and seeing things change form.
Right.
So it's great, and kids understand really quick. Like kids are learning math, they're learning science, they're learning how to play, they're learning compost. It's like it's not a thing for them. They're in learning mode. Everything you teach them, they just absorb and move on.
And growing things also.
And growing things, and they love growing.
They love growing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember my son being really excited when he was in school at some plant that they were doing. But yeah, I'm really excited about your program, and I'm glad that it's catching on and getting a little bit bigger. So thanks for coming in today, Tracie. Anything else that you can think of that?
Well, we're just really grateful to be supported by businesses and community members like you. Being a newer organization, you're not sure how you're going to forge your path, and we're just really grateful for that localism and that community building within our city parks, within our composting, and beyond. So thank you for having us be here today. We really appreciate it.